Hey cruisers, I'm Sherry with CruiseTipsTV.com and we are coming to you this week from Japan. That is right. If you've been following on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, you probably have noticed by now that we are on board Diamond Princess in Japan. This is a big trip for us. 5 years ago, you may remember we did a big trip from Tokyo to Singapore. It was one of our family's favorites. And ever since then, we've been wanting to come back. The little thing called the pandemic got in the way, but here we are 5 years later, back on board. We're going to tell you so much about this experience today because what we found is that our expectations were a little bit different than the reality. It's been a great cruise, spoiler alert, but there's just some things that we want to clarify for you. If you're considering this itinerary, you might be wondering about the food, the condition of the ship, the crew. You might have also heard on the news that there is a typhoon in this area, and that has actually changed our itinerary this week. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking all about the passenger mix on board, the crew, what you can expect from a language perspective. We're going to answer all of your questions. We're going to answer many questions about getting here and what to expect. We're really thrilled to do this. If you're new here, by the way, I'm Sherry with CruiseTipsTV. My family and I travel the world creating cruise content and answering all of your cruise questions. And we talk a lot about cruise packing. We talk a lot about how to choose a cruise line. So hang in there with us. And if you have any questions specifically, leave them down in the comments of this video and we'll do our best to answer it. So let's get started. Let's talk first about the ship. Diamond Princess is 19 years old. So you may be thinking, wow, that's kind of an old ship. There's all these new princess ships. Why cruise on an old ship? Well, because we absolutely love the different touches on this ship. So this ship was built in Japan along with Sapphire Princess, which is a sister ship. Built in Japan at Mitsubishi Industries, delivered 19 years ago, and she has a very special charm. Is Diamond Princess a little bit older? Yes. Is it the same as some of the newer ships? No, definitely not. There's some bells and whistles that you're not going to get, and there's some design differences. But we think that the ship is in excellent condition, and it was refurbished a bit back in 2019. There's a lot of new carpet, there's a lot of new furniture, and they did a really good job of cleaning the ship up, and it looks just wonderful. One of the things we really like about this ship too is it has the good old-fashioned covered pool. So if the weather is inclement, you can always go swimming out in a covered pool, which is great. But beautiful ship, good condition, extremely clean, and we've been really impressed with the condition of the ship. Now we need to talk about the weather here though, because weather is a big question if you're cruising to Asia, right? What season should you go? And how do you pick an itinerary? Because if you're familiar with the Japan cruise offerings, you may know that it's very distinctly seasonal. You've got your spring flowers, you have your summer festivals, then you have the cruises that dip down sort of into Southeast Asia in the wintertime, and then you have fall foliage. Well, we're here in August, and let me tell you, it is way hotter than I expected. Expectation, oh, it'll be warm, it'll be balmy, you know, kind of like a Caribbean cruise maybe. Oh, no. 94 degrees, sweat dripping down your body when you're out on an excursion. You are so excited to get back on that air-conditioned bus. So if you are coming in the summer festival months, it is a ton of fun, but it is hot in July and August and parts of September. So just plan for that. And if you are averse to the heat, you're gonna want to cruise during the spring, fall, or winter months. Now we gotta talk about this typhoon, you guys, because that's part of the weather, right? We were actually supposed to go on a cruise that sort of circled the lower half of the major island of Japan and then go over to South Korea. But there is a typhoon in the house. Typhoon number 6, is actually intercepting our cruise route right now and is on its way to South Korea at the time of recording. So by the time this goes live, it may be past, and we hope that it is. But you guys, the port of Busan is closed. We can't go there. So we had expected to go to South Korea, but the reality is we've got an extra sea day, and honestly, we're kind of excited about it because we did an 8-hour shore excursion yesterday in Aomori and we're tired. So we're happy about it. Would we love to go to South Korea? Of course, we would love to. We watch Korean dramas and we'd be thrilled to go. But this is just the reality when we cruise, right? We have to be ready for these changes, and we have to expect that, you know, the itinerary that you had in your mind may not end up being the itinerary that you end up with. And that's part of cruising. So Typhoon Canoon, please, please move through the area, keep everyone safe, and we hope that, gosh, that this kind of fizzles out. Let's say our prayers for that. All right, now I want to talk about another thing that has been a little bit different from what we expected on this particular cruise, and that is Izumi. You may remember Izumi from our content many years ago. Izumi is an onsen style Japanese spa. This is the only ship really that has an onsen type spa. And the way that it works is that you have a men's side and you have a women's side, and then you have a common area in the back. You're going to see all of this in our ship tour. We're not going to put any pictures in today because we're uploading from the ship. So forgive me for not having photos of this, but jump over to Instagram and you'll see them there. Anyhow, last time we were on Diamond Princess, Izumi was an area where you could go, and it was kind of like clothing optional, but most people wore swimsuits in there. And, you know, if you were a North American cruiser, you're probably going to be pretty comfortable in Izumi. Well, this time I have to tell you that there's a lot of Japanese passengers on the cruise, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But we expected that we were probably going to go in and see most people wearing their swimsuits, but the reality is it's a totally nude bathing experience right now for the most part. If you're comfortable with that and you're familiar with the Japanese onsen, you're going to love it. If you're not comfortable with that, and you may not be, just be aware that there are other options on this ship for you. We mentioned briefly the demographic, the passenger mix on the ship, and I know a lot of you have questions about that, about the demographic. The ship is pretty full this week, and I would say it is a very solid mix of Japanese locals who are really enjoying taking the ship as transportation from festival to festival to festival, to a mix of Americans, Australians, Europeans. We have met people from Canada, we've met people from Texas, we've met people from the UK, and lots of folks from Japan, which is so cool. So a great passenger mix. Now you should know that last time we were on, it was more Australians and Europeans. So we expected that on this cruise there will be a lot more Australians, Americans, and Europeans, but the reality is this time, lots of Japanese tourists enjoying their summer breaks, enjoying the festival season, so that's been a lot of fun, and Junior's been loving practicing some Japanese with them. So how does that all work, right? There's 2 cruise directors on board. So you have Natalie, who speaks English and makes her announcements in English. And then you have cruise director Mikiko, who makes the announcements in Japanese. And it's a really fun dynamic. So that's how they kind of work things out. So you may be wondering, how is the crew? Oh, it's a princess cruise, guys. Spoiler alert. They're just amazing. They're so great. Everybody's wonderful. So I expected them to be amazing, and the reality is they're beyond amazing, and we're just enjoying that so much. Okay, so now it's time to answer your questions. We have lots of questions. There was a lot of overlap. First question was, will there be vlogs like last time? There will be an embarkation day vlog, and at the end of the embarkation day vlog, we're going to give you a highlight reel from the rest of the trip. So lots of tips on embarkation, talking about the hotel we stayed in, all that good stuff. It is coming. Another question here is, let's see here, Japan with Princess. How's the ship itself? I think I already talked a little bit about that, so I think we covered that. Menus and accessibility for English native speakers. This person said, I speak some Japanese, but my partner doesn't. How easy or difficult did you find it to deal with the language differences? Well, everything is absolutely available in English and Japanese, so that is not going to be a problem for you. And most of the food is actually North American. So you're gonna have your normal North American food menus, and then you're gonna have some Japanese specialties that you can also enjoy as part of the cruise experience. But it's really the normal princess experience that you are accustomed to. Now, if you want more of a Japanese flair, you can order those items off the main dining menu. They're gonna have some sushi-like items up in the buffet. They're gonna have Japanese breakfast in the buffet and the main dining room. But if you want normal North American princess food, you are going to be fine. The next question was, how easy or difficult did you find it to fly from Tokyo? and then to navigate to the port from there? Excellent question. Very, very easy to fly into Haneda or Narita. There's many direct flights from the United States into this region of the world. We flew direct from Dallas to Haneda on a 13-hour flight, and it was wonderful. We flew with American Airlines. Now, getting from the actual airport to the cruise terminal or to your hotel in Yokohama is very easy as well. We like to take the Keiku bus, which we used to call the airport limousine bus, and in our day one vlog we'll explain that to you, but just search Haneda or Narita airport limousine bus and you can walk right up to the counter when you get there, and they actually speak English. So they'll help you to find out where you need to go. You can also book in their website or app, but I would recommend just walking up to the counter. So it's really quite easy. So we took a bus and then we stayed at the Hyatt Regency in Yokohama, which was phenomenal and extremely, extremely reasonable. How culturally different is Diamond Princess itself? Is it mainly Japanese passengers or they're a blend? Now, we talked a little bit about all of that already, but really, truly, it is still a North American experience with a Japanese flair. That'd be the best way to describe it. All right, this next one says, which itinerary on Diamond Princess to Japan do you recommend? You know, it really largely depends on when you have some time off work and what you want to see. If you'd like to see the spring flowers or the foliage, you want to go in the spring or the fall. If you like the hot weather and you're okay with that and you want to do the summer festivals, maybe you're a teacher, an educator, and you're off work during the summer, come on over, just expect it to be hot. For good value and the ability to go to Southeast Asia, the winter time is wonderful, and we would actually recommend that. Someone also asked, what are the plus and premium advantages? So the new plus and premium things, those updates that just rolled out, haven't really rolled out on this ship just yet. The date for that rollover was right in the middle of the sailing, so we have normal plus and premier privileges. So plus, basically you pay extra per day and you get your gratuities, you have a drink package, right? And you have those desserts and the fitness classes and all that good stuff. I will tell you guys, if you were going to buy the drink package on Princess, Plus is totally worth it. Premier has a few additional add-ons like higher level drinks and some of the Princess prizes. But for the most part, I think that Princess Plus is probably great for a lot of people. Carrie Shields said, do you miss not having the International Cafe on the ship? I heard there isn't one. You are correct. The ship does not have the International Cafe. Instead, what they've done is they've taken sort of that lobby bar and they've made it into a good spirits bar. So it serves as a coffee bar by morning, and at night it turns into the good spirits bar. What's missing is the food. So normally at the International Cafe, you go up and you have your bakery goods in the morning and your sandwiches, and then it kind of converts throughout the day to a snack place. So you don't have that on the ship. I haven't missed it because we've been so happy with the buffet and the room service options that honestly I don't think that you're going to miss it that much. And it's great that you get the good spirits bar. To me, that's worth it. And you have a traditional coffee bar down there. All right, another question here, someone looking for help booking hotel accommodations if you're leaving from Yokohama. My advice to you would be, without a doubt, you want to make sure that you book something close to the cruise port because it's a great area to walk around. And you can probably just walk or take a very inexpensive cab ride. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency Yokohama. I had someone tell me this morning, I think he said that he stayed at the Royal Park Yokohama over by the Ferris wheel. Really, truly, anything in Yokohama is going to be great. And last question is, will you do a YouTube video of your journey? Oh my gosh, I love that question. Yes, we're gonna make YouTube videos. We have a packing video coming, an embarkation vlog, and some do's and don'ts coming your way. But really, where you guys wanna be right now when you're watching this is on Instagram and Facebook, because we're posting live stories. So go to Instagram.com/CruiseTipsTV or Facebook.com/CruiseTipsTV. When we get to 25,000 followers on Instagram, we're going to do a very special giveaway. So get over there, give us a follow, and look at the Japan highlight. There's a little circle on the top that says Japan, so you can go back and watch all of that. It's like mini vlogs. It's really fun, you guys. If you're one of those people that's like, I love vlogs, I want more vlogs, go watch the Instagram stories. You can watch them on replay. It's really great. All right, so I think those were all the questions. I hope that we didn't miss any of the questions about Diamond Princess. This was a fun look at the expectations versus reality on this ship. This is a very special and unique itinerary. If you're considering it, book it, do it. It's wonderful, and you're gonna love all the differences, and you're gonna feel very comfortable traveling this region on a Princess cruise. It makes it so much more comfortable to be on a ship where the language is familiar to you, you've got transportation everywhere, you don't have to worry about driving on the wrong side of the road, right? You don't have to worry about finding a hotel every night. It's just terrific. Book it, do it. Hope you have enjoyed this update, friends, and be sure to get over to Instagram and hit that follow button, and of course subscribe right here on YouTube as well. Until next time, we'll see you on the high seas. Bye-bye.